Hello students, welcome back to a new video of Sunanda's tutorial. In my previous videos, I have already discussed about algae, fungi, bryophyta, lichens, all about photosynthesis and nitrogen metabolism. So today I will discuss about the characteristic features of pteridophytes. As I have already told you that the cryptogams group of cryptogams is divided into three categories. One is thallophyta, one is bryophyta, one is pteridophyta. Under thallophyta, algae and fungi are there, then bryophyta, then pteridophyta. So today we will discuss about the general characteristic feature of these pteridophytes. Pteridophyta. What is pteridophyta? The Greek meaning of pteron is feather and phyton means plant. The name was originally given to those plants which have well developed pinnate or frond like leaves. Pteridophyta are cryptogams. Crypto means hidden and gamos means wetted, which have well developed vascular tissues. They have well developed vascular tissues. So, thallophyta and bryophyta lack vascular tissue, but pteridophyta have vascular tissue, so they are known as vascular cryptogams or snakes of the kingdom. Paleobotanical studies revealed that these plants were dominant on Earth during Devonian period, and they were originate about 400 million years ago in Silurian period of Paleozoic era, generally in late Paleozoic era. So they originate in the Silurian period of late Paleozoic era, flourished or dominant on the earth during Devonian period. So the late Paleozoic era is known as the age of Pteridophyta. Late Paleozoic era is known as the age of Pteridophyta. Majority of pteridophytes are terrestrial, prefer to grow in cool, moist and sandy places, for example fawns, and but some members are aquatic like Marsilia, Azolla. Xerophyte, some are xerophyte like Silaginella rupestris, Equisetum, they are xerophytic. Some are epiphytic like Lycopodium, Squarosum. Majority of pteridophytes are herbaceous in nature, but few are perennial and tree-like, for example Angiopteris. Smallest pteridophyte is Azolla, which is an aquatic fawn, and largest is Cyathea, which is a tree fawn. Plant body is sporophytic and can be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Roots are adventitious in nature with monopodial or dichotomous branching. Monopodial means they grow like this, and dichotomous means they divided into two branches like this. Internally, usually they are diarch, that means two vascular bundles present in root. Stems usually branched, do not arise in axil of leaves. In many pteridophytes, stem is represented by a rhizome. Leaves may be small, thin and scaly, which is known as microphylous leaves, which is present in Equisetum, and it may be large and pinnately compound. They are known as megaphylous. So pteridophyta have both types of leaf. One is microphylous, one is megaphylous. Microphylous present in case of Equisetum, and megaphylous, that means large leaves, present in Dryopteris and Adiantum. Vascular tissue is present in stem as well as in root. It consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem consists of tracheids only, and phloem has only sieve tubes. The stele is protostele. Protostele is the most primitive type of stele. I will upload a video about the stellar evolution. In that video, I will discuss what is protostele, what is siphonostele, and what is dictyostele, or what is polycyclic. All these things I will discuss in that video. So just remember that the stele is protostele in Rhynia and Lycopodium. Rhynia and Lycopodium both are lower pteridophytes, then siphonostele in equisetum, dictyostele in adiantum, polycyclic in angiopteris. Cambium is totally absent. Cambium helps in the secondary growth of the plant. So as cambium is absent in pteridophyte, they do not show secondary growth. Then reproduction in pteridophytes, they reproduce by the means of spores, and which is produced inside the sporangia. The development of sporangium may be leptosporangiate or eusporangiate. Leptosporangiate means the whole sporangium originate from a single cell, and eusporangiate means sporangium develops from group of cells. Sporangia may be born either on stem or on leaves. On the stem, they may be terminal in position as seen in case of Rhynia, or may be lateral as seen in case of Lycopodium. They may be terminal like this or may be lateral like this, like in Lycopodium. On the leaves or sporophylls, they may be ventral, marginal or dorsal. So the sporangia may be ventrally present or in margin they are present on the margin, or they may be present in dorsal side. In equisetum, sporangia are born on special structure called sporangiophore, which constitute a cone. Cone is a compact structure, consists of sporangiospores, many sporangiospores. Then in Marsilia, Azolla and Salvinia, sporangium are produced inside sporocarp, which is a very specialized structure. Spores on germination gives rise to a multicellular gametophytic body called prothalli or prothallus. The homosporous, some pteridophyte produce similar type of spores called as homosporous, but some produce two types of spores. One is microspore, one is megaspore. And this type of pteridophyte is known as heterosporous. So, the homosporous prothalli are monoecious. That means both Anthradia and Archegonia develop on the same prothalli. That means homosporous produce spores. When they germinate, spores and same type of spore. They do not produce two types of spore. They produce only single type of spore which germinate to produce prothalli, and that prothalli bear both Anthradia and Archegonia in same prothallus. But heterospory, the case of heterospory is different. They produce different types of spores. One is one is microspore or small in size, one is megaspore or large in size. Megaspore germinate to produce female gametophyte. Then the microspore germinate to produce male gametophyte. Anthradia and Archegonia are developed on prothalli. Anthridium is surrounded by sterile jacket layer, as in case of bryophytes. Archegonium consists of 4 vertical rows of neck cells, 1 or 2 neck canal cells, and ventral canal cell and egg. Anthrazoids, which are produced inside the anthridium, are unicellular and biflagellate in case of Silegenella, multiflagellate in case of Equisetum, and the anthrazoids are motile. Anthrazoids are attached to the neck of Archegonium and chemotactically by certain substance like malic present on mucilaginous substance formed by degradation of neck cell and ventral canal cell. So after reaching to the Archegonium, they enter inside that Archegonium chemotactically. There are some substance or chemical present in Archegonium which attracts the anthrazoids or sperms inside the Archegonium. Water is very essential for fertilization. which is known as zoidiogamous. Therefore, pteridophytes are also known as amphibians of plant kingdom. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote or oospore. The fertilized egg divide transversely or vertically. Another crosswall forms in quadrant stage, producing stem, leaf, foot, and root. Plants show heteromorphic alternation of generation. That heteromorphic means two phases of the life cycle have different morphologies. The main plant body is sporophytic, but in case of bryophyte it is gametophytic. Here the main plant body is sporophytic, that means 2n or diploid in nature and produce spores. That spore germinate to gives rise the gametophytic plant, and here the sporophytic phase is dominant. So it is the main difference between bryophyte and pteridophyte is that in bryophyte the dominant phase is the gametophyte, but in case of pteridophyte the dominant phase is the sporophyte. Then development of pteridophytes, sporangia and pteridophytes on the basis of development of sporangia. Sporangia are specialized structure which produce spore or which contains spore. This is sporangia and they have spores inside. So this sporangia develop in two type or two patterns. One is eusporangiate type of sporangia, where the sporangium develops from a group of superficial cell, whereas leptosporangia where the sporangium develops from a single superficial cell. Then life cycle pattern of pteridophytes. The pteridophytes show heteromorphic alternation of generation because the two phases involved in the life cycle show different morphologies. Main plant body is sporophytic and dominant phase in the life cycle. Sporophytic plant body develops sporangia, which is in which sporogenous tissue is formed. Sporogenous divide meiotically to form haploid spores. Majority of pteridophytes are homosporous, that means producing similar types of spores. For example, Lycopodium pteris. Spores on germination produce monoecious gametophyte. Homosporous type of pteridophyte produce spores and which gives rise to monoecious type of prothallus or gametophyte. Monoecious means both antheridium and archegonium present in same prothalli. Some pteridophytes are heterosporous also and produce two types of spore, microspore and megaspore. Microspore germinate to produce male gametophyte. Megaspore germinate to produce female gametophyte. Microspore on germination produce male gametophyte or male prothallus, and female megaspore germinate to produce female gametophyte or female prothallus. So the prothalli are dioecious. Antheridia and archegonia develop on same prothallus called as monoecious, in different prothallus called dioecious. Male gametophyte, female gamete. Male gametophyte produce male gamete. Female gametophyte produce female gamete. They fuse to form zygote, which is 2n or diploid in nature, which develops into sporophyte. Thus, the life cycle of pteridophyte consists of alternation of sporophyte and gametophyte generation. So it is the two life cycle. It is seen in case of homosporous. It is seen in case of heterosporous. First, the sporophytic plant, which upon meiosis produce spores, then they get germinated and produce gametophytic plant. In gametophytic plant, male gamete and female gamete produce. They fertilize to form zygote, which grow to form again the sporophyte. There are two other methods, which is apogamy and apospory, by which the sporophyte plant can produce gametophyte. So it is seen in case of homosporous pteridophyte. But in case of heterosporous, the sporophytic plant produce two types of spore. One is microspore, one is megaspore. Megaspore germinate to produce female gametophyte, but microspore germinate to produce male gametophyte. Female gametophyte produce egg and male gametophyte produce sperm. They both get fused to produce the zygote. Zygote again grow to form sporophytic plant. So it is the case of heterospory or heterosporous vascular cryptogams. Then what is apogamy, apospory and parthenogenesis? Apogamy, where the formation of sporophyte occur directly from vegetative cell of gametophyte without the act of syngamy or gametic union. But in case of apospory, formation of gametophyte from sporophytic cell occur without meiosis. And what is parthenogenesis? It is a formation of sporophyte from egg without fertilization. Without fertilization, from the egg, the whole sporophyte will be formed. So it is the case of parthenogenesis. So it is all about the general characteristic features of pteridophyte. In my next class, I will upload other topics related to pteridophytes. So stay tuned and enjoy my videos like this. Thank you.